it's the best office in the world, being on the golf course before the golfers get there. Seeing the sunrise, and you're excited, you're exhausted, your adrenaline's pumping, but it's just a different schedule, but it's an unbelievable week. So it's worth all the stress and the lack of sleep.
All right, good morning, guys. We are closed today. It's our first day closed. So we are closed until the open. We can still be efficient, but take a little extra time on everything we're doing. Be careful of everything. This morning, we top dressed yesterday. We're gonna roll greens. You guys will have blowers to blow off the greens. Mowing fairways this morning. We're gonna mow 3 to 9. Okay, side to side, so 2 cleanup laps around, 3-point turns. Moisture meter H2O. Sod prep. JT, you're gonna tractor blow this morning. Checking bunker depth this morning. We're going to widen some of our walkways that walk down the tees. We're gonna start on hole 5. Take your time. All right.
Drive left. There.
Normal morning for us would be maybe 20 or 22 people, and then for the U.S. Open it's 120. So it's like, man, if we had this many people every day, it'd be so nice. So we're gonna go check on the mowers, the rollers as they head out. Like we said, we're closed today, so it's a little bit slower pace, but more detailed. We don't have golfers that we're trying to stay ahead of. Really focused on the smallest details. It's amazing the production that goes into the U.S. Open. The Super Bowl is played in the stadium. Everything's in the stadium. This is golf. This is a Super Bowl for golf. This is, building the arena. Usually you come up the 18th hole, it's nice and peaceful, and you've got the clubhouse behind it. Now you've got this huge structure down both sides. And for a golfer coming up the 18th with a chance to win the U.S. Open in that environment, it's got to be a good feeling. So one thing we do routinely, but something we have to address before the championship, is making sure all our bunkers have a uniform depth of sand in the bottom. They're more natural bunkers than most places, so there is a rugged edge and a rugged feel, but they do need to play somewhat consistent. Water will move the sand through, wind will move the sand out. So we just have to go through and make sure that our depths of sand are uniform across the bottoms. Obviously we're not edging them or doing any real hard, sharp edging, but just making sure the playing characteristics of the bunkers are what we need them to be for the championship. So something that'll take us a good 5 or 6 days to go through all 117 bunkers that we have. The thing that'll catch you first is we don't have rough. We don't have tall Bermuda grass. So if you just look at the course, you'll see the sandy wiregrass areas, and most courses don't have that. Most courses have fairway grass, and then like an intermediate cut, and then rough, and then tree line. Where we just have the fairway grass, and then the sandy wiregrass. So we don't have rough mowers, we don't have intermediate mowers. It's, we're mowing greens and everything else, which is unique. The architecture of our greens is a little different than most, where they're elevated and crowned and have fall-offs on all sides. So that's unique to Pinehurst as well. So to get the greens from what we call normal pace up to championship speed is increasing the frequency of the mow, just mowing more. We double mow most mornings anyway, but then we'll turn around and do some mowing in the evening of the greens. So instead of just mowing a double in the morning, we'll also do some doubles in the evening. We won't irrigate as much overhead. We'll do a lot more hand watering to try to get the uniformity of the firmness, and then really treating each green as its own green instead of 18 greens. So the first green may need a double mow, the second green may only need a single, just trying to get the consistency from green to green a lot tighter. We've top dressed yesterday afternoon, we're rolling this morning, just a lot of little practices that we've become comfortable with and have documented the results over several years, so that when they ask the question of us, what will we do, we'll have the answer. The USGA will ask us, what do we need to do to get the greens to this speed? We've got some answers for them. So one thing that we're doing different today that we don't normally do is we're mowing fairways, what we call 3 to 9, so sideways. And that helps us just tighten up the turf by not mowing the normal direction. If you want to go the fastest way, point A to point B, straight line, well, that's definitely not a straight line. But what it does is it allows us to tighten up the fairways. Just mowing a direction they're not used to, it really tightens up the grass. And so we'll do that a couple times between now and the championship when we go into our routine, what we call shadow mowing, where you go down one side and back up the other. So we'll come out and we'll check, make sure the fairways units are cutting properly. Like I said, is fuel caps on, is not got any leaks, any issues, and check each of the mowers to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to.
It's got to be mistake-free. We've got to get through that complete morning lineup, 2 hours, 45 minutes, and it's got to be perfect. We'll start at 4 o'clock. The greens mowers might start a little bit before that, and we'll clear the course by 6:45. And now we're blessed with the U.S. Open because they'll be teeing off both sides. Now that's nothing new for us being at the resort. We're 1st and 10 daily. We'll have fairway units on the front, fairway units on the back, and we'll just kind of go through it, and it's like 9 holes. And you'll blitz through it in 2 hours, 45 minutes, and it'll be over. It's all this work leading up to it, and it's going to go by so quickly. Like all this infrastructure, all these tents, all the work that we've put in, the team, and it's going to be gone in 7 days. And then thankfully they'll come back in 5 years for a double. And hopefully I'll be around for that one too.
So this is normally the 18th tee of course 4, but for the championship it's our 12th tee. So if you look down that way, it just shows you the perspective for how much farther these players hit it than what normal humans hit it. Because our tee is up there on the left where the sign is. Us mere mortal golfers play from up there. So this is the tee for the 12th hole, which is interesting that it's the 18th tee of course 4. All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, so this will be the main entrance. So this is asphalt that was put down last week and been painted red to look like brick, and then they'll get some sand in the cracks to make it look like mortar. But down there at the other end where the pedestrian crossing sign is, that'll be the main entrance. Probably the coolest thing is we've moved the Payne Stewart statue from behind 18, and the statue will be down there at the entrance, so people will see Payne Stewart when they come in. A lot of people see the production of the U.S. Open inside the ropes, but this is a lot of the stress or the headache is putting all this back afterwards. This again has to be an 18th fairway of course 1. So looking at all these tents and pavement and structures, these are the things that it's not over for us when the champion makes the putt on 18. A lot of our work is just beginning to get everything back to normal.
I would say they're the unsung heroes of the tournament. A lot of our team members put in a lot of hours. There's a lot of overtime. There's a lot of things to do. So the sacrifices that you might make personally, whether it be time away from the family, missing certain events, those are the sacrifices that go into producing a championship quality course, and for that not to be forgotten.